Maybe we could have lived up to her, and not saying it's everything, it's that, but sometimes, like I have clients that don't understand why their ladies mad at them because they keep doing the same stupid. And they don't understand.
Yeah.
And that's why part of our program, one of the things we talk about respect. And people think about respect in a lot of different ways, but what I realized over the years when you start a mentoring program, you have to be specific on what the message is. Mm-hmm. And for us, when we talk about integrity and then we talk about respect for the program means teaching people how to treat you. Mm. Everybody thinks that, it means, be good to God, all those things, but that's specific because you have to teach people how to treat you. It means you have to communicate better.
Yes.
You got it, because of somebody saying something you don't like and you don't know how to say it, you give them permission to say it again. Hmm. And so part of you is saying, hey, we got to go about it this way. We have to communicate. We have to be on that same picture, because if we're not on the same picture, it's easy to get lost when you're dealing with kids, you're dealing with schools, you're dealing with work, you're dealing with money, you're dealing with family, you're dealing with all kinds of distractions. If you don't have, in my opinion, a game plan to follow, to practice, and that's where I kind of learned that from watching some of the greatest guys that were football players, but also good dudes, and good people, and family men, and orchestrating all that stuff.
Yes, you brought up a good part about listening to women, and kind of, especially when they check you and your ego gets hit in a type of way. And I remember in a past relationship struggling with that. Like when they would check me and they would say something and I didn't know how to communicate properly back. I didn't know how to hold that conversation. So what do? I find it annoying.
Annoying, or get mad and resist it.
Yes.
And that's part of, and I keep saying my brother's keeper, and I said it because when I first started my brother's keeper, the key of my brother's keeper, I started that because I had to learn how to, I laugh and joke and said, learn how to be civilized. Mm. I had to learn how to come at things from different angles, because the way that I might come at it might be aggressive.
Defensive.
At one time when you're in the world where you're coaching and NFL and all those different things, and then all of a sudden you walk away from that, then you're trying to find your footing. Mm. And then you got to find your footing based on where you are now, not where you used to be, because you're not there no more. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
You're not there, so now you have to adjust. Mm-hmm. Even though you might not want to adjust, you have to adjust, and adjusting doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
It does not. It could be a great thing.
It doesn't mean it's a bad thing. And for guys, man, and so when I keep saying my brother's keeper is because that was what, I wasn't a bad guy, mm-hmm. but I could have been a better guy. Mm-hmm. I get mad or hear something wrong or and then when you're dealing with your dad, and we all have our moments in our life where things change just like that. And I don't mind. And my thing that changed, I remember being in an argument with my first wife in the bathroom, and I wind up punching the wall. Now, they left and there was no danger, but I wanted to punch the wall because I was mad. And when I looked in the mirror, I saw my dad, and it messed me up. Now I became what I had hated. Mm. And I couldn't do that anymore. So, of course, we went through a divorce, and all of a sudden, I had to learn a whole lot about myself. And we all have to realize there's things that we can do better if we allow ourselves to understand that there's a different way. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that's the hardest thing, because as guys, we're stubborn.
We are.
And here's the thing, though. All these things are my opinion. These are my opinions based on 22 years of my brother's keeper, 18 years of different things, different not only in the sports world, the NFL world as a player, but also winning a Super Bowl as a coach, and being around guys and studying people. Because when you win a Super Bowl, several Super Bowls, there's relationships that are unbelievable. Mm-hmm. Just like mine at San Francisco, Joe Montana, Roger Craig. Tom Rathon, those were my guys. We were best friends. We played a hell of a game together. But that didn't mean we went out to dinner every night together.
Right.
That didn't mean that we hung out together because what they made and what I made was a whole different thing.
Yeah.
But guess who I can count on? You know, in my years since opening my brother's creep to help raise money, we'd have steak fries. You know, I've been very fortunate. My guests have been Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, Ronnie Lott, Leroy Butler, the Gilbert Browns, Ron Wolfs, the Bob Harlans, the Mark Murphys, the other football world, because we share things.
Yes.
You know, whether you're good or not, and what people don't understand, just because you don't know their name, if they're sitting on the end of the bench, they're still damn good.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So ask me some questions. I feel like I'm hogging it.
No, you're not hogging it. This is good. I'm tuned in. It's like,
Okay.
Go for it.
Yeah, I wanted to just ask you. You talked about respect and fear and how they can come off in the same type of scenario, but like how to or what's the difference between the two? How can you be conscious
because
of that?
the consciousness, and it's so simple. And as an old football guy, and my wife hates this term. You know, keep it simple, stupid guy.
Okay.
When I say respect, fear, and respect, because I can say, "Hey, babe, come here for a second." I'm giving respect. Why don't you get over here? Fear. And one of the things that when I work with guys, and I'll work with there's different couples that I've worked with, is one of the things I always tell guys when they're dealing with the mom or the girlfriend, ask them, what is it that I do when you say something that makes you stop talking to me? Do I make something with my face? Do I flinch with my hands?
Yeah.
What's the signal for you that I give you that tells you to back up? Because I see you backing up even when I don't want you to.
And that's a scary position, man, to put fear inside of a woman.
Yeah. And sometimes we don't even know we're doing it. We don't know we're doing it, and all. And there's a lot of reasons why that happens. But we have to check ourselves, because it's not up to anybody else to check us. We have to check ourselves.
Our defensiveness, man. A lot of times, like
Defensiveness, passion.
yes,
Defensive,
aggression.
passionate, fear.
Yes.
Any heightened emotion can be.
But you posture over a person,
Yeah.
man, like that.
Yeah, but and not only that is it's sometimes it's that's the only way they know.
Yep.
That's the only one on. And we talked about it before. There's an epidemic right now going on, in my opinion, and I say my opinion, and there's no study of it, but just what I deal with, man. There's a whole rash of single moms doing their best, busting their butt to take care of their kids, and there's a teenage son in the house that thinks he has a vote, and they wind up bullying mom. They wind up being that guy that you know, mom's busting her butt to make it good, but you're making it hard on her. Just because you saw dad do it and it worked, and now you wanted to work.
I didn't think about that one.
Yeah. You know, there's a whole epidemic, and as a guy that was raised by an incredible mom, and my mom, she was incredible, and I don't know what's all politically correct and all that stuff, but my mom, when you looked in the picture in the dictionary as a loud black woman,
Yeah.
that'd be a picture of my mom.
Back, and we're going to kick it back off with what you left off saying about single moms and having teenage boys in the house.
Well, it can be a beautiful, great thing if everybody's on the same page.
Yes.
Because you got help, you got a lot of different things. But what can happen is the teenage boy can't be more of the problem.
What do you mean by that?
More of the problem. Now he's demanding, he's threatening. He's not realizing his role, that he needs to help mom get everybody else to a certain place.
Yeah.
Because that's just what you got to do. And a lot of times, because of pain, because of issues with family, because there's a lot of things that stop you from being at your best. And that's, again, what you guys are trying to do, what we're talking, and my brother's keepers about it. My job is help guys. My job is, hey man, there's a hole right there that you're walking into. You don't have to walk into that hole. Avoid the hole. Here's some ways to avoid the hole, but you're the one that has to avoid the hole because you're walking into it. I'm good.
And when it comes to the word no, how powerful is that word when it comes to a boy and a man?
You have to, because you do a disservice if you put him in a position that he can't handle. Because once he doesn't handle it, it's like, for example, you can be a young high school football player that's a big kid.
Yeah.
You have to be a certain type of big kid. Because if you're not a physical big kid, because you're a big kid, they're always going to put you against the best big kid.
So when that ties into, you mentioned something earlier, stop telling kids that they can be anything that they want. Go ahead and take off with that one.
Oh, you like that one, huh?
I really do.
Well, and it's great that we're in a world where everybody, let's put it this way. At the beginning of football season,
Yeah.
there's how many NFL teams? 32 NFL teams. Everybody believes they can, everybody thinks they can win the Super Bowl, but how many really can?
One.
Or not one, there might be a handful of six that are always going to be in the jockey.
Yeah.
That team way out here that been 3 and 4, or they don't have a chance.
Yeah.
But they believe. Sometimes I think parents got to look at their kid and make true assessments.
Yes.
Don't tell him he's going to be a basketball player when he's. Ain't nobody in your family been there. Ain't nobody in your family's above 4'11". Nobody in your family's got skills.
Yeah.
Nobody's got nothing. Don't tell them, man, you can be anything you want to be, because that's not true.
Set them up for failure?
Don't set them up for failure. Set them up for success. Don't decide to tell them until you've seen them do things. Give them opportunities to do a lot of different things so they can find their way to where they need to do.
I like that.
And, and that's why one of some of the unfortunate things, and again, no knock against, but some of the local sports, I see some of the schools, and I used to visit a lot of schools. What happened to the guy playing all sports so he can figure out what he's best in? Instead of being forced to monopolize in one sport, or his friends won't talk to him, or his coach won't hang out with him, and he wants to do it all.
Yes.
I just think that let them be athletes.
Absolutely. I agree with that one.
Because guess what? So many of our guys in our programs and different things, doing their biggest thing is they don't know how to be part of a team, so they're awfully selfish. Athletic ability and sports teaches you how to be part of a team.
It teaches you about life.
Teach you about life. It teaches you
Community.
about somebody else might get the noise, but you're just as valuable.
Yes.
It teaches you so many different things, and it frustrates me sometimes because I know what sports did to me. It frustrates me that I see so many parents steering their kid away from it instead of to it. When it brings so much more, some of the teaching that you're not teaching, they're learning from sports.
And there's a lot of regulation in sports too.
Because life is about teaching our young people how to sacrifice for the bigger picture.
Yes.
Because you have to sacrifice when it comes to decision making. You might want to do that, but if you do that, what happens? I could get in trouble, or I can lose this, so you can't do it. Sacrifice is about right and wrong and things like that. Don't deny that.
Yes.
Sometimes I think we deny that, and then the kid doesn't realize that he has to make a choice.
Absolutely agree. There's a lot for young men too, when it comes to physical sports, the amount of emotional regulation that it teaches them is needed.
Well, it's sometimes you're not the guy, but you're the guy next to the guy. And because that guy, and part of that is making sure that everybody's celebrated.
Yes.
I was, again, I say San Francisco, man. When I went to San Francisco after the USFL and all those different things, man, you go to San Francisco and all of a sudden, man, you're in an organization where they celebrate everything, where you're a special team player, but they treat you like you're a starter. You know, they recognize it, man. They took the care of the family. All those different things that goes into winning. So I sat back and watched, man. Okay. That. You know, and in little things like it's crazy. One of the things that they did, which makes no sense, but you don't think about it, it was Bill Walsh's philosophy was if you listen to music, you had to have a headset. And people say, well, why? When I'm thumping. Yeah, but here's the deal. If you're listening to your music loud, the guy next to you may not like that music. Now you're putting your way on him. So to respect him, wear the headset.
Yes.
And so just little things like that, you go, man, this is how you do, this is how you teach people how to be a certain way. You give them boundaries.
Yes. Boundaries for themselves, too.
For themselves, man. And the thing about sports and all those things is it's all about the little things.
Yes.
And the great athletes master the little things so there's no big things.
I like that.
And so as a man, as a dad, as a husband, as a brother, if I'm mastering the little things, if we master the little things, we eliminate a lot of the big things.
I like that one. When it comes to mental health, you have a lot to say about that. And you've been talking about mental health before it was a popular topic.
Well, but the thing about it is and I'm old school. To me,